the building. Oh boy. Not the best control. I think red is starting to fall apart here. Getting a couple of Vikings is definitely good, but you probably don't want to get more than that. A reactor? What? Oh boy. I really wish I knew what my guy was thinking at this point in time. I am very confused. I mean, I don't mean to say he's a bad player. I just really do not know what he is doing. This upgrade, cancel it! He's not going to cancel it. I'm pretty sure he's not going to cancel it. This building's going to burn down. Now I was just saying, try to bring an SCV down here. I want to see you try. Building goes down, so like I said, Viking here just chilling, just checking out the action. He can't land because tanks do bonus 2 armored, and this would be die so quickly. Looks like a siege tank here, being a little bit of a clutch siege tank, pulling Naza back away, but not farther enough. He definitely, I mean, it's kind of risky to unsiege and siege back at this point in time, but I guess he was waiting for the marauders to come out, get a couple of shots on the siege tanks, possibly able to take it out. Oh, wow. And siege tank, aw, that was like a ballet. I love that. Barely taking out the marauder, just barely missing the tank just barely getting sieged, and the Viking just immediately going down for the kill. That was very beautiful. I gotta give it to both players for being able to orchestrate that little back and forth. Getting a couple of Vikings here, Naza himself. It looks like red is starting to shift into a more tank heavy build, mech heavy build. A couple of drop ships, huh? I'm guessing he's gonna go for a sneaky tank drop back here, but with these missile turrets, not gonna be a very good idea, I would think, especially because, yeah, dropships cannot get through here, and then they would have to go through here, which I'm pretty sure, I guess if he's really skirting the outskirts over here, they are not gonna be visible, but it's very likely that he will try to go through here. Look at that, a third turret going down. I don't know if NASA realized what was going on at this point, but maybe he saw the Vikings and he said, I want to be careful. Excuse me again, the food, I'm sorry. Naza probably saying, I want to be careful and do not want to take chances. Those Vikings can be a headache if left unchecked, so he's gonna head and saturate his gas, which is gonna be the limiting factor in the next couple of minutes of the game. Well, now that it's transitioning into mid, it's actually already transitioned into the mid game, but it's going to start transitioning into the late game in a little bit. In a couple of minutes, so should probably be building units. There you go. Building a couple of tanks here, and no armory, so no Thors are going to be coming out, but I really wouldn't recommend that anyway, because the Thor at this moment, he wants to probably be able to be mobilized very quickly, because Red's not going to be able to mobilize very much, although just as I'm saying that, he's bringing a whole brigade of units out here to, let's see, what is he doing? Oh, Naza Naza saying, you can fool me once, but you cannot fool me twice. Oh my goodness, probably spotted this at this moment, definitely see it. This is what I was talking about, although Red definitely doing the smarter thing and not going through the other side, which could potentially be clouded with turrets as it is. And here a couple of exchange, dropping one tank back here, not dropping the other units. I'm not sure why. Well, these tanks might be why, although it would still, you could still drop one Marine here, let all these tanks shoot it, and then that splash damage actually gets hit on the SCVs. You can do that, and I mean, his dropships right now are going unchecked, so not a good idea to be flying them over the missile turret. Although thankfully, the one that was almost dead did not get destroyed. Talk right now. Excuse me, 1 second. Excuse me about that, guys. My roommate had to talk to me a little bit. I can't hear you. He was asking me about something very important, and doesn't look like I missed much action, but Naza putting a couple turrets here. He does not want any ninja expansions coming up. Let's take a look at Red's expansion, dropping a couple mules, getting the gas as well, although, yeah, I mean, you should definitely be pumping a couple more units, I think, in my opinion. A couple of Vikings coming out here. Naza, oh, this is why he is being the ninja... I'm sorry, he's putting ninja turrets all over the place, because he is being a ninja command center guy himself, expanding over there off to the far right side where you least expected. It's completely out of the way. If you look at over here, this is where most units will be traveling through, so definitely not going to be able to see it if you need to go all the way around here. And not much else going on right now, guys. It looks like Naza here unsieging his tanks. Not quite sure why. Probably should leave a couple sieged and a couple unsieged just in case he needs to move out quickly. Getting supply blocked himself a little bit. And Red, what is going on at Red space? Macroing up a little bit, although let's take a look at army. Yeah, it looks like Nas. Wow, 40 supply ahead. That is definitely... Red really needs to kick up his macro right now. I mean, he's not even producing any units. Did he give up? I think he might have given up. I'm just kidding. He probably didn't give up. He probably just forgot to keep making units. This is one mistake I do all the time, and definitely some of the near players tell me they do it. And you do not want to do it because these units that you're not making are going to be very key. I mean, once this army starts pushing out here, you're going to put in a couple of turrets so that, what is this, sensor tower? What? Wow, this has got to be the most genius placement of a sensor tower I have seen so far. He's putting it out here so that he can see where the armies are. And that way he's not exposing himself, trying to use scans or anything like that. He's got the minerals and the gas away, especially because he's got a third going out. And oh my goodness, these siege tanks shelling this command center, completely blowing it to shreds in just a couple of seconds. These Vikings, what are they going to do? Take out the Banshees, but what does that really do? A couple of Vikings here are going to do a little bit of damage, and these Banshees, do they have cloak? They do not, but they're going to take a peek here and take out this tank, and oh my goodness, I think Red is in a very, very, very difficult position. He's got mostly infantry, which against tank, I mean, you can start dropping the infantry on the tanks, and that could be very useful. Would force Naza to unsiege, but Naza has just so many tanks in him. He's got that third. Red just lost his second expansion, and he's still not macroing up. Why is he not macroing up? I think he is a little bit too distracted with the micro at the Banshee. Wow, losing, I'm sorry, the Viking losing it to a couple of Marines, and they were just dancing back and forth. They were saying let's tango, and they did. And wow, completely mined out. I really... Building another command center back here. Probably going to try to float it right into this turret. Gonna come a little bit too late, especially with the sensor tower. It is so scary if you have never been up against the sensor tower. Look at this, doing exactly like I was saying. He's gonna try to drop a couple of units. No, you want to drop them on top of tanks, probably in this little hole or this little hole right here, if possible. You do not want to drop them next to them. But look at that. Naza taking out three of his own tanks, I think. Not sure. 2 or 3 of his own tanks with his own splash fire, but does it really matter at this point? I think Naza is saying he's going to unsiege, he's going to waltz in here, he's going to take out those medevacs, even microing his Banshee, although he probably doesn't need it at this point in time. But how does he know? He doesn't really know. All he knows is that there are no units flying around the middle of the map because he has that sensor tower out there, and waltzing into here with these tanks, saying, screw it, I am just going to overwhelm you and run you over. And I mean, really, what does the Red have to respond with this? A couple more Vikings spawning right to their death, trying to get into Banshees, I believe. Definitely a very strong solution against these tanks, especially since he had air superiority for a good while, but he just lost. He's lost half his base, and I'm not sure what he's doing at this moment. I see a couple of Vikings coming out here, chasing a Banshee, trying to kill the last Banshee with 4 HP, being a little hero Banshee, running away, and he just leaves the game without GGing. So not a very good manner player, putting a lot of SCVs on gas apparently. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys liked it. Definitely a very good TVT game, I think. There was a lot of little crazy hijinks going on here with the Proxy Barracks. That is not the Proxy Barracks, obviously. That is Naza trying to say, do not put anything else in here because I will obliterate you in rage, or I don't know, something. It's definitely like a taunt. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Please check out other videos on my channel. Let me know if you liked it. Subscribe, rate, comment. Check out other video commentators like Husky Starcraft, HD Starcraft, Day9. They all have channels of their own on YouTube, and Day9 actually does commentaries on Team Liquid. If you do not know what that is, I will talk about it in some other video because I don't want to be rambling on and on this video. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it again. I keep saying that over and over again, but that's okay. And we'll see you guys next time, and have a good day, guys.